ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've been waiting for. It's time to go racing at Red Bull Ring. Nick Sorensen and Giancarlo on the front row. Max Gunther and Adam Barker on the second row. David Flanagan and McCready on the third row. Mike Dalling, Ronnie Wimberly on the fourth. Simon Zierk and Yannick Gunther rounding out the top 10. Mike Marshall starts 11th. Rudolph Gunther starting in 12th. Nicole, that's what she said, Kriesel rounds out the field. Worth noting, this is the first time, I believe, all season long that we have had all three members of Team Gunther in the field. Max, the former champion, starting up in 3rd. Yannick starting in 10th, and Rudolph starting back in 12th. But Giancarlo, the two-time champ, is looking to come back and dominate here again. Last season only made a couple of races, wasn't able to get in here full time. Now he seems to be back for the full season, and this is going to be epic. Will Giancarlo, while he was out, some of the other drivers got a lot faster, so it is going to be fun to watch and see if Giancarlo still has the dominance. Nick Wild Thing Sorensen has been close to multiple championships, came in second so many times. He is looking to pull off a championship this season, currently second in points, 10 points behind Simon at the moment. Current points leader Simon Zierk sitting back in 9th place. But remember, when it comes down to it, consistency is key. And Simon Zierk, likely the most consistent driver in the field. Here they come through the final two turns. The Porsche pace car is down pit road. Sorensen controls the start. They pack up out of the final turn. Sorensen fires. They are away. Green flag in the air. Everybody quickly gets single file into turn one. Turn one extremely tight. Will we see any chaos here? Everybody makes it through cleanly. Rudolph Gunther already trying to make a move. He shoots to the outside on Simon Zierk. Rudolph already up 3 spots in the early going. Ronnie Wimberly did not take to the grid here this morning. Oh, we've got a car off in turn 2. It's Yannick Gunther. Yannick just gets out, gets that little yellow barrier there as a little bit of a speed bump. Clip it just enough with an already unstable back end like the Porsche has, and you're going around. Meanwhile, the Audi of Nick Sorensen is out front. Sorensen trying to open up a gap on Max Gunther, who has gotten past Giancarlo. Giancarlo now back into 3rd. Adam Barker in the Hello Kitty Porsche in 4th. And McMullet in the McLaren in 5th. David Flanagan, one of the newer members of the league, currently in 6th. He has shown a lot of speed here in recent weeks. Mike Dalling now up into 7th. Rudolph Gunther already up into 8th. Simon Zierk currently holds 9th, and Mike Marshall still with the pack in 10th. But that lead pack, here we go. Max Gunther, a pass through turn 2 into the lead. Nick Sorensen loses a little bit of ground. Giancarlo able to get by, battling for 2nd place. McCready trying to take 3rd. McCready taking the long way around here, but he's going to be on the inside for the next left-hander. And the McLaren now goes into third. A lot of drivers saying the Porsche would be the car to beat here if they could keep the tail in. Oh no! McMullet goes a little bit wide. David Flanagan has had an issue back behind. Looks like Flanagan had to check up a little bit. Doling nowhere to go. They may have touched. And it looks like McMullet has a slowdown. Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen get by. Track limits were a heavy topic of discussion coming into this race. It is way easy to overshoot this track. Through turn 2, Gunther still in the lead. Giancarlo in second. Adam Barker now up to third. And it looks like McCready may have had another off track. McCready way wide there. Looks like he was just moving out wide to set up for the turn 1. McCready still within striking distance, though, of Sorensen and Barker. Meanwhile, Rudolph Gunther up 6 spots now into 6th place. Rudolph may be hard to beat here today. Currently, Max Gunther holds the fastest lap out there, but Rudolph is on the move. Good morning, Richie. How you doing, buddy? I'm feeling substantially better. Max Gunther still has the lead. Giancarlo sitting and saying, Richie, why aren't you out here this morning with these guys? Giancarlo sitting in second, just ran the fastest lap of the race so far, beating Max by 3/100ths of a second. These guys are absolutely at the limit here this morning. McCready, after having a slowdown, currently in 5th. Rudolph Gunther lost a position to Simon Zierk, the points leader. Consistency, consistency, consistency is the name of the game for Simon Zierk, and it is paying off as he is now up 3 spots. I got you, Richie. Yeah, congratulations. I'm hoping to get the replay from Pudge and do a little highlight reel or something for you guys. I heard it was quite a wild race. Hated missing it. Love broadcasting New Hampshire. Mike Marshall has cracked up into the top 10 now, up to 10th. Right on the bumper of David Flanagan, Mike Doling, and we've got a car pulling over Rudolph Gunther. Rudolph looking down to the inside on Mike Doling, but Mike Doling, the Minister of Defense, holds him off. Rudolph was up to 6 just a lap or so ago. He is charged through this field. Looks like he's had a bad lap, but trying to make up some ground here. Max Gunther still up in the lead by 9/10 of a second over Giancarlo. Adam Barker now sits in third, Sorensen in fourth, and McCready in fifth. McCready was in third until the slowdown due to exceeding track limits. He is hoping to make his way back forward. Simon Ziert consistently making his way forward. Currently in sixth place, Dalling in seventh. Rudolph Gunther in eighth, David Flanagan in ninth, and Mike Marshall in 10th. Yannick Gunther had some problems early, went around. He is trying to regain some ground here in 11th. Nicole Kriesel in 12th, and it looks like Ronnie Wimberly is coming out of pit road. Ronnie did not make the start of the race. Looks like he is going to be out on track here in a moment. Max Gunther still holds the lead by exactly 9/10 of a second and has held that gap for quite some time. Adam Barker in third, about 3 seconds back from the leaders, trying to make up ground. Nick Sorensen in fourth. McCready in fifth in the McLaren, losing a little bit of ground to the two cars ahead. Rudolph Gunther had a problem back behind. Looks like he went a little bit wide on corner exit, got into the sand, manages to hold on to it, even gives us a little bit of a drift through the grass. Max Gunther's lead now starting to shrink. Giancarlo has cranked it up in the Lambo. Adam Barker in third, still continuing to lose ground. McCready is caught back up to Sorensen. Ronnie Wimberly has had a problem. Headed up the hill towards turn 2. Overshoots the turn and pulled off. He has towed back to pit road. Not a good start to the day for Ronnie. Seeing a lot of off tracks out here this morning. The track limits here, the drivers all talked about them being way too tight in some cases. Giancarlo gets the run out of turn 2 and easily overtakes Max. That was a bit of a... Let's take a look at the replay on this one. It looks like Max just pulled right a little bit there. Adam Barker has had another off track as well and has drifted back into 5th. Looks like he may have had a slowdown. Let's take a quick look. Adam was sitting in 3rd. And again, same place we saw just a lap ago. He gets it back, gathered back up, but McCready and Sorensen both managed to slip by. A lot of drivers going wide through that turn, losing ground. Sorensen now back up into third. McCready now back up to fourth. And Simon Zierk in sixth place continues to reel in the cars ahead. They were about 7-8 seconds ahead. Now it's under 5 seconds. Does he have enough time left to catch him? Mike Dolling, David Flanagan. Oh, Dolling looks down to the inside. It's a drag race between the two BMWs. Down to the right-hander. Dolling's got the nose ahead. He's going to take the position. But here we go. Simon looks back to the inside. The Minister of Defense closes the door. Mike Dolling holds on to sixth. David Flanagan lurking back behind. Mike Marshall now up into ninth place. Rudolf Gunther in 10th. Yannick, after that lap one spin, now in 11th. Mike Marshall has picked up a couple of positions. Mike Dolling had it off track, as did David Flanagan. Dolling overcooks it through the S's. Oh, close. No, he clipped Flanagan as he gets back on track. Mike Marshall, meanwhile, able to pounce and take the opportunity, has put himself up to 8th. McCready has had another. Oh, McCready is around. McCready had worked his way back up into 4th. Just the same thing we saw on lap 1. Just gets enough of that little yellow bump and goes around. Giancarlo, since taking the lead, has opened up an 0.8 of a second gap. Sorensen now back up into 3rd. Adam Barker in 4th. And Simon Zierk now in 5th. Mike Dolling in 6th. Mike Marshall in 7th, closing in. McCready drifts back into 8th. Rudolf Gunther in 9th and Yannick Gunther in 10th. McCready is on pit road. McCready looks like he backed into the wall, has to come in for repairs. Max Gunther staying right in the tire tracks of Giancarlo. Sorensen trying to close in, about 4 seconds back. Adam Barker back in 4th now. Simon Zierk in 5th, continuing to try to close the gap on Barker. Mike Dolling in 6th, Mike Marshall in 7th. The Gunthers, Rudolph in 8th, Yannick in 9th. Yannick has had quite a comeback after that lap 1 spin. Hey, good morning, Aaron. Yes, I am. Thank you very much, buddy. Three minutes left to go for Giancarlo. David Flanagan has had another problem back behind. Coming up the hill towards turn 2. Will it be the sausage again on this one? No, it does not look like it. Looks like he just cuts turn 2 a bit. Nicole Kriesel has had a problem back behind. The Ferrari headed up the hill towards turn 2. On the throttle a little too early, sends her around. The third or fourth driver we've seen spin there in turn 2 this morning. Giancarlo's lead only half a second. Max staying right in his tire tracks. Sorensen currently in third. Adam Barker in fourth. Simon Zierk still in fifth. Mike Dolling in 6th place is closing in on Simon. Mike Marshall in 7th, holding off Rudolf Gunther for the moment. Flanagan now back into 9th after the earlier incidents. Yannick Gunther currently runs in 10th after his early spin. Max Gunther still right there with Giancarlo, but not able to get around. Giancarlo holding about 7/10 of a second. Sorensen just in cruise mode at the moment, currently holds third. And this may come down to a last lap pass for the win, as close as Giancarlo is, and as close as Max is to Giancarlo. White flag is out. This is the final lap. Adam Barker currently back in 4th place. Simon Zierk still in 5th, still holding Mike Dolling off. Simon Zierk in 5th, came into this morning with the points lead, 10 points over Nick Sorensen. However, Sorensen sitting in 3rd is going to close some of that gap. Sorensen looking to pick up about 4 points after race 1. But remember, going into race 2, the field will do, the top 7 will invert. As of right now, that'll put Mike Marshall starting on the pole for race 2. And checkered flag is in the air. Giancarlo is going to take the win. Max Gunther comes home in 2nd. Nick Sorensen will finish 3rd. Adam Barker in 4th. And let's see if we can get a word with our top 3, starting with Nick Sorensen. Hey Nick, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey Doug, how's it going?
Hey man, pretty good. Gotta say that Audi looking awfully fast this morning. Looked like you might have had something for him.
Yeah, unfortunately I went wide there on turn 1 and then put me back a couple spots. I was able to get around Adam. And I was maintaining pace with Adam and Max. So, yeah, even though the one little mistake, I was still happy about the race.
I have to say, turn one seemed to have bit a lot of folks early in race 2. Will you be taking it a little bit easier through there?
Yeah, just got to make sure that you don't go wide there and get the slowdown penalty. Key on turn 1.
And turn 2 also biting several drivers. Does it change your approach at all going into the second race?
No, I'm okay with turn 2. It's mostly going to be consistency here and try and work my way smartly through the field here.
Well, man, a great run so far, and good luck, buddy.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, and Max Gunther comes home in second. Max, another second place finish, man. Another great run this morning.
Thank you, Doug. It was a great race.
It looked like a lot of fun, but I have to ask, what happened coming out of the turn when Giancarlo was able to just send it by you coming out of turn 2? Were you having an issue?
I had a slowdown, which I still had to get rid of, which was out of the last turn.
Sounds like the slowdowns are killing everybody this morning.
Yeah, the slowdowns are pretty brutal.
Well, still managing to hold on to Giancarlo, and it looked like up until the last half, the last lap, it looked like you might have had a shot at him.
Yeah, I was faster in the straights, but he's really quick in that Lambo in the corners. So it was, even if I had catched him up, I don't know if I could have overtaken him.
Well, man,
but I would have ascended.
Well, definitely go for it in race 2, man. Another great race. Looks like you're back in championship form this season.
Thank you, Doug. It was great.
Max Gunther comes home second. Giancarlo is third consecutive win. Giancarlo, we haven't seen this dominance out of you in several seasons, but here you are, your third consecutive win.
Yeah, it was. I think Max and I had basically identical pace for the whole race, and I just got very fortunate that he had a slowdown at one point, and that's really what brought me into first. But either way, I think I was sitting behind him like 8/10, 7/10 behind, and then when I got in front, it was the same thing. So it's I think purely down to luck on my end for the win.
I will say the lap times were incredibly similar, and the gap, there was points you could look at any point on the track and it would just not change. You guys' pace is very, very close, and starting further back between the two of you, is this race going to come down to who gets through traffic quicker?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, this is a big off-track track, as you might have already talked about, and with the longer race, who knows what's going to happen. You know, you get a 4X there by accident, you get a number of off tracks, who you got to really be careful throughout the whole thing.
I know turn 1 and especially turn 2 bit a lot of drivers in this first race. Are you concerned at all, especially that first lap?
A little bit. Turn 1 is it goes very wide to very tight quickly, so it's really, I think, try to be cautious the first few laps and then maybe settle down once we're all in a line and try to pick my moves wisely if I can make them work.
Well, man, a great kickoff to this season. Good luck, and maybe we'll see you in victory lane yet again.
Thanks, Doug.
Giancarlo swept the races last week at Imola, looking to do it again here. Worth noting, Max swept the races at the season opener in Sebring, but after missing Imola last week, currently sits 6th in points. Giancarlo missed that second race at Sebring, which has put him back 4th in points. After the win here this morning, though, he's going to continue to make his way up. Good morning, Nicole Kriesel. Nicole, we need to see you fighting your way up to victory lane in this second race. Warm-up comes to a close. It's time for the drivers to get back to the grid. Race number 2, the top 7 invert from race 1, putting Mike Marshall and Mike Doling on the front row. Simon Zierk and Adam Barker have the second row. Nick Sorensen and Max Gunther on the third row. Giancarlo and Rudolph Gunther on the fourth row. David Flanagan, Yannick Gunther rounding out the top 10. McMullet McCready starting in 11th. Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel starting in 12th. Ronnie Wimberly tail into the field in 13th. You got this, Nicole. I believe in you. The drivers all get gridded very quickly for race 2, a 40-minute run. They will have to stop for fuel here this morning. Can Mike Marshall take that starting position and get that Conlift Solutions Porsche car into victory lane? Mike Doling, the Minister of Defense, on the outside. He will be able to hold everybody off if Mike Marshall can get away here quickly. They come out of the final turn. Marshall fires there away, and green flag is in the air. Simon Zierk already making a move to the inside from turn 1, going to second. Easily. Doling gets a little bit of the rumble strip and the sausage on the outside. He's going to lose ground as Adam Barker now up into third. Giancarlo holding back in 7th place, having to start in 7th after race 1. Coming out of turn 2, everybody makes it through clean this time. McCready was extremely fast in race 1, but due to off-tracks and problems, finished outside the top 10, looking to make a comeback in the McLaren. Mike Marshall out front as Simon Zierk closing in, the points leader all over the back bumper. Sorensen definitely pushing track limits right now. He's off in the dirt. He manages to save it. And Giancarlo sees an opening. He shoots it up the middle. Giancarlo now up. Oh, a little bump from behind from Max Gunther. Now Max looks to the inside of Giancarlo as they battle for 5th place. Oh, we've got a spin. Marshall is around. See what happened to Mike Marshall coming out of turn 1. He was side by side with Simon Zierk. Oh, it looks like they just got pinched. Mike Marshall goes around to the outside fence. Simon Zierk is able to go on, but lost a lot of momentum. Now back to 5th after battling for the lead. And battling with Nick Sorensen, who is currently 2nd in points. Giancarlo able to take advantage of all the chaos on track. Now up into 4th, setting his sights on Max Gunther in 3rd. Mike Doling currently in 2nd, but look at this. Adam Barker is back in the lead. The 3-time champ is leading here. Came into the morning 5th in points, looking to make up a lot of ground here. Dalling's got a big run. It looks like Adam Barker in a slowdown. Adam Barker had a big slowdown here as Max Gunther is going to come by. Adam now back up to speed as they come up the hill into turn 2. The Porsche's drag race down toward the turn. This is definitely an advantage to Giancarlo. Back and forth. It's also going to allow Simon Zierk in 5th place to reel him in. Giancarlo picked up a couple spots earlier by shooting a gap. These two are leaving a gap between them. Adam Barker now in 3rd as Giancarlo all over him. Meanwhile, Mike Dalling set the fastest lap last time by. The Minister of Defense in the lead. Can anybody get past him? Giancarlo all over the back bumper of Adam Barker. He shoots down, looks to the inside, doesn't have the run. Meanwhile, Simon Zierk and Nick Sorensen able to close right back up. Rudolph Gunther now up into 7th, Yannick in 8th. Flanagan in 9th, and McCready back in 10th. What a heartbreaking morning for McCready. 2nd fastest in practice. Had a great start to race 1. Then lost a lot of ground due to off tracks and one major issue. Now having to fight his way forward after starting in 11th. Worth noting, Ronnie Wimberly is still out on track. He only got a couple of laps in during race 1, but currently runs 11th in race 2. Mike Dalling still in the lead. Max Gunther closing in 2nd. Adam Barker, Giancarlo, Simon Zierk, all right there. Into turn 1, everybody trying to be as clean as possible through these first 2 turns. That is where we saw the race won and lost in race 1. Simon Zierk just set the fastest lap of the race so far in 5th place, and Flanagan has had a problem. They were 3 wide battling back here. McCready. Oh! Flanagan gets together with McCready, and I believe that's Rudolph Gunther. Hard hit for Flanagan. Rudolph Gunther there on the outside. McCready bounces off the Ferrari. The Porsche collects him. They both go into that outside wall extremely hard. Let's see if we can see what happened. Did McCready just get unlucky? McCready right on Rudolph. Looked like McCready may have gotten loose. Clipped into Flanagan and then chaos. Hey, good morning, Russell. How are you doing this morning, buddy? Max Gunther gets the run inside of Mike Dalling and goes to the lead. Now Adam Barker and Giancarlo right there together. McCready is on pit road, as is David Flanagan. It appears Flanagan is out of the race. Simon Zierk has had a problem in turn 2. Same problem we saw others have in race 1. He just got too much of that sausage. Also appears McCready has crashed. Gets loose out of the turn, loses the back end. That car already heavily damaged. Hey, thanks, Russell. Yeah, I hated missing Wednesday night. That was a bit heartbreaking, as New Hampshire is one of my favorite tracks to broadcast. Max Gunther opening up a 1 1/4 second lead as there's a battle on for second. Dowling goes a little wide and Adam Barker takes advantage. It's a drag race up the hill towards turn 2. We've seen several drivers get caught up in turn 2 this morning. Giancarlo now has a run to the inside on Dowling for third. Hey Russell, awesome. Where'd you finish, buddy? Max Gunther still out front as they battle behind for second. Mike Dowling now trying to reclaim that position side by side with Adam Barker. Giancarlo could not complete the pass. They don't call Mike Dowling the Minister of Defense for nothing. He is not easy to pass. Dowling looks back to the inside. Adam Barker, they touch briefly. Now Sorensen is back in the battle. Dowling goes wide out of the final turn. Will he have a slowdown here? Will Adam be able to take advantage of? Adam Barker right to the back bumper. He makes the move to the inside again. Dowling moves to block. And Giancarlo looks to the high side. Nice run, Russell. Congrats, buddy. That is awesome. Oh! Giancarlo and Mike Dowling get together. Dowling is around. Let's take another look at this one. Out of turn 2. Oh! Dowling moves wide and just comes across the nose. That moves Giancarlo up into fourth. Nick Sorensen now in third. Adam Barker in second. Max Gunther, as they battled, checked out though. 4.3 second lead. Nick Sorensen currently in third, Giancarlo in fourth, Yannick Gunther now up into fifth. Rudolph Gunther had an epic charge during race 1, currently sitting in 7th place. Will he be able to charge back up through the field here? Simon Zierk, the points leader, currently runs in 6th place. Lost some ground earlier after catching the sausage out of turn 2 and going around. He was currently battling for the lead at the time. Second place still very much up for grabs as Adam Barker has Nick Sorensen and Giancarlo right there with him. Yannick Gunther just 5 seconds back, and Simon Zierk gaining on Yannick, currently 4 seconds back. Ronnie Wimberly has had a problem. Oh, looks like him and Dolan got together just a little bit. Let's see if we can get a view from the chopper here. Down into the turn, Dolling shoots the gap, and it looks like they just barely touch, but both of them go wide. Sorensen is on pit road for his scheduled stop. Rudolph Gunther also on pit road. A bit early. I'm surprised to see drivers stopping this early. Sorensen has completed his fuel stop and is off pit road. Max Gunther continues to extend his lead, now 5 seconds over Adam Barker. Giancarlo sits in third. Yannick Gunther now up into fourth. And the points leader, Simon Zierk, has had a great recovery up to fifth. The battle is on still for second place. Adam Barker versus Giancarlo. A battle we have seen season after season after season. Yannick Gunther currently sits in fourth. Simon Zierk in fifth. Mike Dolling, after his incident earlier, currently running in sixth. Sorensen has completed his fuel stop and currently sits in seventh. Ronnie Wimberly, despite the incidents earlier, is running in eighth, with McCready now up into ninth. Mike Marshall still running in the top 10. A rough start to this one as he looked to have a shot at the win early in the race. Oh, Adam Barker goes wide. He had a slowdown, and Giancarlo is clear. Giancarlo now to second place, sets his sights on Max Gunther. Good morning, Mark. Out here cheering on Nicole. That's what she said. Oh! Nicole having a problem out of turn 2. Turn 2 has bit almost every driver this morning at some point. Yannick Gunther, now up into fourth place, is gaining ground on Adam Barker. Simon Zierk, who currently sits in fifth, is closing in on Yannick. Simon has to keep Nick Sorensen in the mirror this morning to extend his points lead. Giancarlo holds second place. Adam Barker currently sitting in third. And we could actually see a situation where these off tracks result in drive-through penalties on pit road. Max Gunther currently showing at 18 in the lead. Highest number though right now, Eric McCready back in ninth, 19 off tracks. Nick Sorensen has 16, Mike Dolling 13th, Giancarlo 12th, Adam Barker, Yannick Gunther both have 9. Simon Zierk, Mr. Consistency, has 6, the lowest of anybody on track. I stand corrected, the lowest number is that lady there, Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel, only 4 off tracks. Giancarlo coming around the lap car. Adam Barker in third, still with him. Yannick Gunther currently sitting in fourth. Simon Zierk in fifth. Simon continuing to close in on Yannick, just 3 seconds behind. Nick Sorensen, one of the drivers that has completed his fuel stop. Rudolph Gunther in 10th. Has also completed his fuel stop. Max Gunther currently holds a 5.8 second lead over Giancarlo. Giancarlo has been unable to close the gap at all. Adam Barker still with him in third, Yannick in fourth, and Simon Zierk continuing to close in on Yannick. With Nick Sorensen sitting back in 7th place right now, Simon Zierk stands to make up some ground in the points. Could retain his points lead, but remember, Sorensen has completed his pit stop. Simon Zierk has not. The number of off tracks continues to grow. Only 2 drivers have less than 10. Mr. Consistency, Simon Zierk, and Nicole, that's what she said, Creasel. Nicole is on pit road for her fuel stop. Giancarlo starting to put some distance between himself and Adam Barker now. Yannick starting to feel the pressure as Simon Zierk is just 2.5 seconds behind. Mike Dolling in 6th place is actually starting to gain ground on Simon Zierk as well. Mike was up front leading until an incident between him and Max Gunther. And Ronnie Wimberly has crashed. Battling with McCready, and Ronnie gets the yellow sausage and goes around. That sausage on the outside of turn 2 has bit just about every driver this morning. Max Gunther's lead currently 5.3 seconds. The last 2 laps, Giancarlo has been a 1/10 of a second faster. But Giancarlo is going to have to make up a lot of ground on pit road because at this pace, he cannot catch him. Remember, at the end of race 1, Max's pace and Giancarlo's pace were almost identical. And I say that Giancarlo just set the fastest lap of the race so far. 1:30.5 seconds. McCready is on pit road for his fuel stop. Mike Marshall is on pit road for his stop. Giancarlo has chopped the lead under 5 seconds now, as he opens up an almost 2-second lead over Adam Barker. Yannick Gunther sitting back and forth is losing ground to the top 3, and Simon Zierk, who was closing in, has lost some ground. Looks like he went off track a moment ago. Simon just goes a little bit wide, and as you heard between races, the slowdowns this morning have been killers. Ronnie Wimberly has had a problem. He is on as towed. Let's take a look at what happened to Ronnie here. Headed toward turn 1. Clipped too much of the rumble strip, it looks like, and a hard hit to the inside wall. Simon Zierk gives up 5th. He is on pit road and on his way back out. That did give Nick Sorensen, who had pitted earlier, an opportunity. Sorensen now sits in 6th place, just ahead of Simon. As Adam Barker has drifted back to 5th after his stop. The top 4, the only drivers who have not been to pit road. Max is not coming in this time, neither is Giancarlo. Yannick looks like he is staying out. Will Mike Dolling come down this time? Hey, thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it, buddy. Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen currently battling it out for 5th place, with Mike Dolling just ahead, but Dolling still has to make his fuel stop. Here goes Sorensen looking to the inside. Headed towards turn 2. Couldn't get set up for that one yet. Adam cuts down out of turn 2. He's got the run on Mike Dowling as they head toward 3. Side by side, and looks like Adam's going to pull it off as the leader is on pit road. Dowling still fighting back against Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen. Giancarlo has stayed out. He has gone to the lead. Max Gunther is in. Yannick Gunther is in. Hey, thank you so much for the stars, Ryan. Appreciate the heck out of you, buddy. Giancarlo still out front. Max Gunther in second. Adam Barker in third. Giancarlo has not pit yet. He is the only driver who is not. Mike Dowling finally has come down pit road, moving Max Gunther back into second place with a 9-second lead on Adam Barker. But this is going to come down to how quick Giancarlo's pit stop is. And Giancarlo has started blinking. Giancarlo is on pit road, the final stop from the lead. Giancarlo is going to have to get a quick stop here. I appreciate it, Ryan. Giancarlo is on his way. Giancarlo is rolling, but Max Gunther is going to reclaim the lead here. Adam Barker and Nick Sorensen are closing quickly. Giancarlo does manage to come out into second place. Adam Barker holds third with Sorensen in fourth, Yannick in fifth, Simon Zierk in sixth. Under 10 minutes to go. The biggest change is Max's lead grew a ton. But Giancarlo is really Giancarlo has started blinking badly. Giancarlo in second place, now 4.7 seconds back. Adam in third, also 4.7 seconds back. Nick Sorensen in fourth, all over Adam's back bumper. Yannick currently in fifth, Simon Zierk in sixth. Simon was gaining prior to pit stops. Lost a little bit of ground on pit road trying to reclaim it from Yannick Gunther. Meanwhile, Max Gunther out front with a 4.8 second lead over Giancarlo. Mike Marshall in 10th place goes a lap down. Mike Dowling, after that exchange, is back in 9th place. McCready in 8th. One of the fastest cars in practice this morning, but zero luck out here. Rudolph Gunther sits in 7th place. Simon Zierk in 6th. All three members of Team Gunther in the top 10 this morning. I do believe this will be the best finish for Team Gunther overall we have ever seen. As they run right now, they have 1st, 5th, and 7th place. Expect to see Team Darling in full force next week to try and beat that. Giancarlo sitting in 2nd, Adam Barker in 3rd, still has Sorensen all over the back bumper. McCready's such a heartbreaking morning. That McLaren was looking awfully fast in practice. Just zero luck during the races. Rudolf Gunther sitting in 7th place. Simon Zierk in 6th. Still 5.4 seconds behind Yannick. Not gaining much ground here. However, as we have seen all morning long, one turn could change this entire race in the blink of an eye. Giancarlo not gaining ground on Max Gunther anymore. And it looks like Adam Barker has started chipping away at that gap, but just over 4.5 minutes to go. And 4.5 seconds behind, he's got a lot of ground to make up. Max Gunther successfully navigating lap traffic so far. Giancarlo sitting back in 2nd, and there you see the battle for 3rd continuing. Nick Sorensen and Adam Barker. Adam currently in 3rd. Sorensen has been looking for a way past for quite some time. Random, yes, it does, every Sunday morning. Sorensen and Barker still the closest battle on track right now. Simon has started gaining ground on Yannick again for 5th. Rudolf Gunther now in 7th, McCready in 8th. However, we should be getting the white flag next time by. Absolutely random. Just look up GT3 for Not So Serious on iRacing. Giancarlo doesn't look like he is going to sweep the morning again this morning, but currently running in 2nd as he tries to climb his way back into the points lead. Current points leader Simon Zierk just moved into 5th. Nick Sorensen has had a problem. And this has changed the outlook of the points battle dramatically. Sorensen through turn 1 goes around. Simon Zierk manages to get by. That'll move Simon. He'll continue to extend his points lead here. Mike Doling has crashed. What in the world was Mike doing? Looks like Doling may have had a wheel issue coming towards turn 1. Meanwhile, Max Gunther has extended his lead over Giancarlo. Adam Barker still holds on to 3rd. Yannick Gunther now up into 4th, and Simon Zierk in 5th. Nick Sorensen now in 6th place, still trying to make up ground here. Oh no, Nick is around. Wow, what a turn of events as Max Gunther comes down and should be taking the white flag this time. White flag is in the air as Adam Barker goes by in 3rd place. Nick Sorensen still in 6th, but after that second spin, has slipped quite a ways behind Simon Zierk. And Simon is gaining on Yannick now, 1.25 seconds back. Max Gunther appears to have this locked up, now 7, almost 8 seconds behind Giancarlo. Adam Barker sits in 3rd, but Yannick Gunther is going to have a rough final lap as Simon Zierk has caught him. Simon Zierk will continue to extend his points lead here this morning. But Max Gunther will come into the final turn and head to victory lane. Giancarlo is going to come home in 2nd. Adam Barker will finish 3rd. Now the question is who will finish 4th as Simon is sending it to Yannick's back bumper. This is going to be a close one. Out of that final turn, it looks like Yannick might be able to hold him off. Yannick comes home in 4th and Simon in 5th. Let's talk to our top 3, starting with Adam Barker. Hey Adam, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey Doug, how we doing?
Hey, good man. That was a bit of a wild one.
Yeah, crazy race in the end. It was, everyone was all over the place. Track limits are a massive thing here, so trying to keep it track limits, not getting any slowdowns is a big help. And then everybody's fighting super hard, so it was a very interesting race.
Yeah, I do know. I noticed you had a couple of slowdowns as well here this morning. Had you not caught those, would you have been able to run down Max?
No, definitely wouldn't be able to catch Max. But Giancarlo was having a bit of an issue at the end. Maybe I'd have been a little bit closer in the pit stop, so I might have been able to capitalize there. But other than that, no, it was next level from Max today.
Well, still a great job, Adam. Congratulations. Another podium finish.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to be back.
Adam Barker finishes third, and Giancarlo comes home in second. Giancarlo, I was telling Adam, that was a really wild race, and I got to say, that got very interesting on more than one occasion, but your coming through the field was impressive. Hey, Giancarlo?
Hey, Doug. Hey, Doug. Sorry, I was just getting out of VR.
Oh, I have to say, man, you're coming through the field, despite this being such a wild race, you're coming through the field to come back in second was a pretty good run.
Yeah, there was a lot going on this race. I have to see what happened between me and Mike, but you know, it's never fun to get caught up in incidents when racing. Yeah, and Nick undercut, so it was kind of a push to cover that, and it was pretty entertaining overall.
It definitely was, man. You got the win in race one. Obviously, Mike Dalling had some issues. Nick Sorensen had some issues. That's going to pull you up in the points. And I know running a full season, this is the kind of mornings you need.
Yep, absolutely. It's again just me and Max going kind of back and forth lap for lap with nobody able to break the time between us. So looking forward to the many more races to come.
Well, man, congratulations. Another great finish. Great job.
Thanks, Doug.
And finally, our winner, Max Gunther. Max, you're back in victory lane, buddy. Congratulations. That was a great run.
Thank you, Doug. It was a really good race.
It was. You guys out front, just like Giancarlo and I were discussing, you and him just really even pace out there.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. After he got past Adam, I think he then just had really much the same pace as me. It was really interesting.
It was. I know that early on in the race, a lot of battling between Mike Dalling and Adam Barker and Giancarlo gave you a little bit of an opening there. Had it come down to you guys being all close, had you not gotten that gap, would that fight have been a little bit different, and could you have kept them behind you?
It would have been different. I mean, those guys are really good at racing, so it would have been really interesting to see if it's a 4-car field which battles for the lead, how that would play out. But it helped me a lot that they that I had a gap.
Well, man, you get another win. You started the season with the 2 wins at Sebring. Now your 3rd win of the season. Congratulations, Max.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you very much.
Max Gunther gets his 3rd win of the season, and what a win it was. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. BRR is off tonight, but make sure you're following us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. You never know. We may have something surprising for you later tonight. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night for Jones BS Racing League. Always a great time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hope y'all had as much fun as we did. Have a great day.